So I've been putting off doing this video for a while just because I've been trying to figure things out with my vendors, but as it stands, it looks like your boy's gonna have to take the L on some of these products. And so I just wanted to kind of talk about it today and kind of share what's going on with Pete and Pedro, because honestly, you guys are the reason why we are successful in the first place, and I kind of feel like it's your company as well as mine. So today's video is kind of a hybrid video. It's a life update, a business update, and probably gonna have some life lessons in here because, you know, I talk a lot about business. I also talk a lot about the importance of cash flow. If you guys didn't know, I started a business channel called The Alpha Empire that basically is me sharing my tips and my lessons that I've learned over the course of the past, 25 years, owning and operating like over 20 businesses. Anyway, the one thing that really sucks is when you do the best job you can and it doesn't matter, right? And that's kind of what's happening with Pete and Pedro. I'll give you a little backstory. So we've been in business now for about 10 years. This business started in a spare room in my house. I started this business with like $3,000, right? And over the years, over 10 years, it's nothing sexy, nothing fast. It's just been a grind. It's been me every day showing up, my team showing up, doing the work, breaking rocks, and doing the things we need to do in order to grow a business profitably and successfully. And then the other part of that is you. And the reason why this business got off the ground in the first place is because you trusted me and because you kept buying the products, honestly. And you know, you guys have changed my life more than you can possibly imagine in terms of just, you know, feeling like I'm not a loser and a failure, and also just, you know, making my businesses and my YouTube channel and everything that I do, you guys have supported me. And so I feel like it's owed you to kind of tell you and show you kind of little behind the scenes of what we're dealing with and what's going on. So Pete and Pedro, we started 10 years ago and we've grown, right? We've grown to a substantial number. Like, we're not quite at like $10 million a year, but we're doing really well. And we're growing. It's hard though. Nothing sexy, nothing fast. It's just been a grind. And that's the first lesson I just need you to understand. You know, when it comes to business, nothing is flashy, right? And everything you see on like social media or all these people talking about like, oh my God, I'm making 7 figures and oh, look at all that. It's all bullshit. It may have happened, but it's not fast. Anything and anybody who tells you that it should be fast and you can do it quick, it's lying. All right, you got to focus on the fundamentals. Fundamentals work, and building a successful business requires you to be profitable, right? Which means you've got to manage inventory. Inventory is the lifeblood of any business, and that brings me to the problem that I'm having now. Got the message a few weeks ago, it was probably about a month ago, that one of our big vendors, our biggest vendor, was basically killing off a large portion of their business. And Pete and Pedro basically, by the skin of our donkey dick, kind of slid in to this like other section, right? Because we were big enough and the volume we were doing was substantial enough. And basically, the deal is, hey, we're good news, we're keeping you, because they actually killed like 700, I think, companies, other companies that basically are now out of business or going out of business because this vendor killed them. Well, the lucky news is that we are still in business and we have, you know, a lot of our products, you know, we sell enough of them that we can continue to buy. But this brings me to the problem. They basically have raised our minimum order quantity to 10,000 units. 10,000 minimum order quantity is astronomical. And it's a non-starter for a lot of our products, unfortunately. You know, some of our products, like our hero products, like, you know, our sea salt spray, our putties, like that's no problem. We order more than 10,000 units at a time, right? But some of these other SKUs that we don't move like a ton of, it's been great because we could order like 1,000 or 2,000 at a time and we've got enough inventory and we don't have to order and tie up too much cash. But think about this. If a product costs me, just call it $10, right? And I've got to order 10,000, think about that. Think about how much that is. That is $100,000 tied up in a single SKU. And I've got a ton of SKUs. It's a non-starter. I don't have the cash reserves to basically sustain that business. I also can't afford to sit on this inventory while it sells through if it's not selling through fast enough, because that's the other thing. Think about it, right? If you're only moving like, say, 300 units a month, right, of something, one of these SKUs like our Power Pomade, you know, 300 SKUs or units a month, all right, times 12, right? So that's 3,600 units a month. All right, well, times 2. Now you're at 7,200 units. Add 2 years, that's how much I'm going to sell. But if I've got 10,000, it's basically over 2 years worth of inventory. I can't handle that. I can't manage it. And so I've got to make some hard calls, and I've got to discontinue some products that I love. Where it comes into a bigger issue is some of these like mid-level, where I'm selling more than like a little bit, but not enough to really justify this 10,000 unit order. And so it's hard. So we're having to basically make some hard calls and discontinue some products. And I need to move some of these dead soldiers out the door in order to be able to afford to buy some of these bigger orders like I've got to coming up. And so what I'm going to do, guys, if you guys are interested in helping me out or grabbing an incredible deal on some great products, I've got a sale page that I'm linked to down below. If you go there, you can see some of the products that, unfortunately, we just don't move the volume on. We've been recently adding some new ones, and I've also got a discount code down below for an additional 40% off. Basically, I'm just trying to recoup my money that I've got in these products so that I can use this money, instead of it sitting on the shelves behind me dead, I can use it to buy some of the products that are kind of at that mid-level that I need to keep in stock until I can figure out a better way in terms of either a better vendor that I can order less. I've already been working with other vendors to try to like reformulate and basically reverse engineer. I'll link to it down below, guys. I would really appreciate your help. It's a sad day though for me because like I've been trying to figure out how to fix the problem because like it sucks, right? Last year we had our best year ever. You know, we were starting on a really great track and we were moving right in the right direction. And then we get this shit bomb dropped in our laps and it's like, fuck, like it's like, that's the other business lesson. No matter, you know, what I've come to realize when it comes to business, it's not about having money fights and counting your money and celebrating all the wins. No, what it is basically being able to get punched in the face repeatedly and still get back up. You've got to be able to basically take a punch and get back up and keep moving forward. And then you're going to get punched in the face again. And then just when you think everything's good and everything's going and moving in the right direction, guess what? Somebody's going to come in, smack you in the knee with a baseball bat, Tanya Harding style, right? And you're laying there on the ice like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Help me, right? Nobody's coming to help you. You got to help yourself. You got to pick yourself up and you got to figure it out. All right, running a business and owning a business is systematically solving problems. Problems, they are never stopping. They are never ending. And just when you think everything's cool and you're comfortable and you're like, yeah, great job, everybody. We're having a great year. This is what we're planning on doing. Plans? Unfortunately, having a direction and having a goal is great, but being able to adjust on the fly is even better. That is why it's critical as a business to be nimble, to be able to move and adjust. And it has been a very, very hard last few weeks. It's been about a month now. Hard physically, emotionally, financially. It's been a fucking bitch. And the good news is that, you know, I've got some really amazing people on my team that are stepping up and we're figuring it out, right? But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to figure some of these things out, and we've got to make some hard calls, you know? And so we are going to be losing some of our great products, unfortunately, that I hate. Like even like soft putty. I talked about soft putty, one of my favorite products. Well, we've got two different sizes, right? Right now, the big size, we can't afford to buy 10,000 of those because literally we don't sell enough of them, but it is literally like the greatest product in the world and it kills me. We're doing whatever we can to try and salvage and save the 2 ounce so that we don't have to get rid of that SKU altogether. But right now you literally can get like, it's almost like 50% off of that product and some of these other amazing products that it kills me. But what am I going to do, right? As a business owner, you got to figure it the fuck out. That's it. That's your only option. And if the inventory is sitting on the shelves, it's dead. You literally can't do anything with it. And I need some of this inventory gone so that I can basically do what I didn't want to do, which is buy excessive inventory. And so what am I doing? I'm making some hard calls. I'm also making some other calls to other vendors to try to figure this out. You know, most other vendors have smaller minimum order quantities, right? For custom products, it's like 5,000, right? Or 2,000 or 3,000. But this vendor that we've been using is one of the big boys and they basically can do this. And, you know, I'm just a small fish in a big pond. And they're much bigger fish that they're more worried about than little old Pete and Pedro that started literally 10 years ago for $3,000 in a spare bedroom in my house, and I've grown over the past 10 years with your help. You're the reason why this business is successful. You're the reason why this business has grown and flourished, and I cannot thank you enough. And I felt like it was appropriate now, since I've had enough conversations to know that I'm going to have to take the L on some of these products and some of the situations that I was not planning on or hoping to. I felt like it was important for me to basically just come on and share what I'm dealing with and what I'm going through. A lot of you guys use our products, and so I just wanted to be honest and upfront. If a product disappears, and you're like, wait a second, what happened? You're going to know, hopefully. The good news is we still have a lot of amazing products, and we're going to do our best to try to bring some of these SKUs back that we're having to kill right now or in the near future. But we'll figure it out. But unfortunately, it's something that I didn't want to have to talk about and deal with because everything was going well. And anyway, I just wanted to tell you and thank you for everything. And also, if you're interested in grabbing any of these products for literally 40% off, I've got that link down below. It works on the sale page. Anything's 40% off. It's already discounted if it's on that page. And so literally, you're getting it for like 50% off. I just need to get some of my money back in order to deploy these little soldiers to help Pete and Pedro continue to be in business and thrive for the next 10 years. Guys, thank you for everything. I love you, and I appreciate all of your help and support over the years. You truly have changed my life.